and I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be...
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of A Night In Presents the podcast. I have with me today a very special guest, Unique Lady for Life, and as you know, I'm your host, Cherise Miller. Unique Lady for Life, how are you doing?
I am well. I am very appreciative. Thank you guys for inviting me to be here with you. Of course, you have a lot of artists. There's so many talented friends. So I'm really privileged. Thank you so much for inviting me.
The honor is definitely all mine. All mine. Yes. I'm so happy to have you here with us. Tell the people in our audience who you are.
So a little bit about me. It's always hard to answer that question. I know it's a simple question, but as witnesses, we're not used to talking a lot about ourselves. But in short, I'm just a lady from the South. I grew up with my family, and I've gotten into the arts, and with the pandemic, it allowed a lot of us to kind of find out those talents that we have. And for me, when I think about it, I've been doing poetry for a while, but I kind of stopped. I kind of lost inspiration. And during the pandemic, I had the opportunity to kind of tap back into it. And so Unique Lady for Life, I've always been a little different. I always go at my own pace. I call myself a late bloomer because it just seems like people already did it and I'm just now getting here. But I know it's okay because that's where I'm supposed to be.
And it is. Where did you get the moniker Unique Lady for Life? How did that come about? I started to touch on it just now, but tell us a little bit more about that.
It is something I created. I just created it. Again, I've always noticed, like, when it comes to different processes and just how people approach things and look at life, like where I grew up in my small town in Kentucky, people didn't leave. They just stayed there forever. Me, I was like, how I'm gonna get up out of here? I'm gonna save, I'm gonna finish school and I'm gonna move, so, and traditionally, you're a young lady, you should be married by the time you're 18. And I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work for me, So I noticed
you're a trailblazer.
Just doing stuff different, just a little bit different. And I would be different in conscientious matters, things. I'll be the person who lead the movie theater, like I'm like, I ain't cool with this. Yeah, I gotta go. So it did make me different in how I look at things and feel about things. And so it's something I created on my own. And I used to just be like Unique Lady. Everybody used to do their like high school year, 06 or whatever, in high school year graduation. But then I just figured, nah, this is just me. This is
forever. Yes. So it's interesting because the word lady has a negative connotations in some circles. It has a negative connotation. But when it comes to our perception, you want to explain that to people? You say, what is that?
For me, well, I'll say for me, a lady has poise. She has elegance. She has wisdom, and so a lady, for me, I won't say for others, but for me, I always look at it as, someone who knows how to carry themselves and uplift others at the same time. And I do endeavor to be that type of person in my friendships, in my family. I try to be ladylike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Discretion, discernment, grace. I'm from the South, as you know, and that is exactly what comes to mind when I hear lady. And absolutely, I agree. I want to be treated like a lady. Now, in some people's mind, it means something short of submissive, something beneath submissive. And that's why I wanted to clarify that. Where we come from, a lady is not anywhere near the subjugate role that some people perceive it to be in other places. Culturally, our ladyship is a position of softness and grace and delicacy, but fierce.
Yeah, there's some strength.
Steadfast. Yeah, there's a strength in all the ladies that I have had the privilege to meet, including Unique Lady for Life, that the discretion oozes out. Like you can just in this whole atmosphere, you can feel it. So let's get in a little bit more talking about your creative side. What would you like for our audience of A Night In Presents, the podcast, to know about you and the work that you have going on?
What I would like them to know is you're going to hear someone who's very honest about themselves. I'm a self-analyzer. I'm not coming for you. I'm coming for me first. So I'm a self-analyzer, and I try to learn lessons. Most of my poetic style is very allegorical. It tells you a moral, a lesson, a growth. And I think that's really important as a human being, to be a student of life. And I know that sounds kind of, but really, like, I try to learn from myself. I try to learn from others. I remember a brother in my congregation, he always said, experience is not the best teacher. Learn from other people's mistakes. And I really follow that. You know, I know, of course, with Jehovah teaching us and God's word guiding us, when we listen to it, it helps abundantly. But then you have real life examples, and you see what your friends go through, what your family go through, what you go through. And what the shame would be is if you didn't learn anything from it, if you didn't try to grow from it or get better, or somehow some kind of benefit got come from it, right?
Agreed.
So I feel like that's something that I really try to incorporate in most of my work, as learning, growth. Some of it's just fun, you know, some of it's just gonna be fun stuff. Some of it's just gonna be feeling stuff. But a lot of times it's gonna be about a journey, about growth. I
think even the fun and feeling pieces incorporate that element of education. So I like to call it edutainment. I know that's a coin phrase, it's been out for a while, but I feel like poetry definitely has a job of imparting the wisdoms that you've collected. And I see that in your works for sure. Just wanted to touch base on something you said. You said experience is not the best teacher. You rather, I want to say not too long ago, that's a lie, it's like 20 years ago, I wrote a piece and it says experience is not the best teacher, God is. And that has been true for all of us who have this relationship with our creator. How do you feel like that relationship really inspires and maybe guides the course of your creative writing and creative works and endeavors?
Really, that is the basis. That is the foundation, because it's only by means of him. It's only by means of him that, first of all, any of us have this gift, right? But what he teaches us, how he shows his love to us, how he's continuing to reveal his purpose, and just the basic Bible principles, that really influences how I approach different subjects and how I really approach life. And even the advice or counsel I give somebody is going to be from his word, because it's the best advice, period. And so, I mean, my first piece that I did, like in this, starting in 2021, was Disconnected. And it was about my relationship with my fleshly dad. And how we had that emotional disconnection, but because of my relationship with Jehovah, I got that reassurance of his love, and it helped me to see, you know, it also helps in the lesson of forgiveness and growth. And so it just, all of those lessons really tie in with me storytelling and teaching or sharing. Is really those principles that come back into play, and just the wisdom of applying it. I see that more and more.
Fantastic. And if you didn't catch Disconnected, go check out CSW Family's YouTube page, because that piece, Tasha came out of the gate. She had told me, I haven't written a performance piece like this before. And then she came out like swinging with it.
It came out when
she
it was
came
early.
out and took everybody by storm. The whole thing was amazing from start to finish. You guys have to check out Disconnected. Is it posted anywhere else for them to see Disconnected?
Actually, it is on my IG page, which is, Unique Lady for Life. And
make sure you follow, guys. Make sure you follow her up right now.
Yes, I'll be posting more things. But it is, when I first performed it, I did it at a pop-up for CSW Family. Shout out to CSW Family. Yes. And I have it recorded there. And you'll more than likely hear it on some other things.
All right. So we've been talking a little bit around the poetry just a bit, but you have other gifts too. Let's talk about those gifts. Ma'am.
Yes.
What all you got going on over there?
Well, I also sing.
And she does.
I also sing. Yeah. I've been singing. And so you know how, your mom's like, my baby can sing, and I'd be like, oh, it's just mama talking,
Mama's supposed to say that, but no, your mama was right. Your mama was right.
Whatever, I don't know. And so, she would have gatherings and things, and I would sing at the gatherings. And I like the kind of style of, I found myself leaning toward like Natalie Cole and Ella Fitzgerald, kind of that jazzy older style. I got a little bit of old soul in me. And so, I lean toward that. And then, I like Anita Baker. I like her. There's a lot of artists that I like. But yes, I do sing. And that's kind of opened a door for opportunity I was not expecting.
Do you want to tell us about that?
Sure. So what happened is there's a radio station called So Unique Radio.
You can follow them on Instagram as well at So Unique Radio.
Yes, at So Unique Radio. It's owned by a brother, and he wanted to provide a place with clean content, DJs, podcast talk shows, morning shows, things where us as witnesses can enjoy exploring our creativity and not be worried about other things. And
so clean and wholesome entertainment, right?
Yes, very much so. Like there's care behind it. Know that these are people who care, love, have good relationships with Jehovah, and care. And so, yes, I was listening to that So Unique Radio, and the owner and the brother who set it up, he said he was looking for a female vocalist. And my brother-in-law, because there's a chat, you can chat. And my brother-in-law was like, oh, Tosh can sing, and he was like, oh, and I'm Unique Lady for Life on there. He's like, oh, Unique Lady for Life can sing? All right, well, hit me up. I'm looking for a female vocalist, da 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 da. And so when he tells the story, he's gonna add all this stuff. Don't listen to this version.
Well, that's how stories are supposed to work. That's how it works. He's
gonna add all this stuff. Whatever. But long story short, I sent them, a little something, because I haven't really been singing for people in a long, long time. Just nerves and life and stuff. And so I was like, I'll try. I'll try to do a little something. Yeah. Okay.
So modest. So modest. We love that.
And so he liked him and the other DJ who works with Class A Productions. And so I learned about Class A Productions, who they are, what they do. And
so from one experience came another experience, Yes. So this is what we call networking. This is what happens when we step out of our introverted selves. This is what happens when we dare to connect and widen out in our affections, right? So brother-in-law said to So Unique Radio, said to Class A Productions, what?
And then Class A Productions, they were like, yeah, we want you to join us, and we want you to be our female vocalist, and we to record with you. We want to whatever you're trying to do, we want to support it. And so now I've met a great network of brothers. It's 4 of us total with Class A, as far as like on Class A, and then we have different artists who sign up with Class A. And yeah, it's just a group of people who love music, and we have a drive they really want to create something that hasn't been heard before. We know how filthy, there's so much filthy entertainment out here. And so the objective is to create a space for the friends who wants reasonable, affordable beats. And they do a little bit of everything: music production, vocal recording, mixing, mastering. We'll do free consultations for, EP ideas, albums, audio dramas.
Very nice.
And they're legit. It's great quality, really passionate about it. And we mainly want to make this available to the friends, and so I've enjoyed working with them. I joined them late January, and it's really been a pleasure.
Very recent.
Being with them, and we've done a few things with my poetry, and now I'm learning how to do songwriting, and I'm working on songwriting and working on my songs, and so it's been a really great experience.
Which is really not so much of a leap. I know a lot of people who are like, I write lyrics, I don't write poetry. I write poetry, I don't write. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah. It's not so much of a leap. It's not so much of a leap. So don't box yourself.
Like, if you can write poetry,
don't box yourself into one genre. Explore, get to know these different gifts and challenge yourself. Do you feel like it's been a challenge? Because this was recent. So do you feel like it's been a growing experience for you? How would you describe that experience?
Definitely stepping outside of my comfort zone, and I'm learning recording techniques and things that I did not know about. And it's definitely a challenge because with this group, they're always going to challenge you, like, all right, you can do hard. You can go harder. You can try this differently. Like, I like it, but da 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 da. And it's good for me because I might be like, that's all right, right? It's good. And sometimes you need that push to be like, no, it could be better. Go ahead, it could be better. And so I was like, all right. Let me step it up. So you kind of feed off that energy with one another. So It's definitely been it's been a challenge, definitely, but in a good way. It's definitely helping me to grow, learn, and I'm learning things about this business side that I didn't know before. So, and there's so much more to learn. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Beautiful journey. So, you know what we would love to have happen, right? We would love to see you express some of these gifts. Our audience, the Night In Presents the podcast, they look forward to this part of the show more than they hear me talk about it, right? They don't want to hear me talk about it. Let's do this. Do you have some pieces you want to share with our audience tonight?
I was thinking about that, and there's a lot of pieces people have heard, haven't heard. So I don't know where to start. Like, I don't know. Where do you think I should start?
You know what? I feel like, Disconnected is such a favorite, but I would like to hear something that, is surprising for, our audience, because for people who follow A Night In Presents the podcast, they're accustomed to, they by now know the Poetry Corner. They know A Night In Presents. They know CSW Family's name. They've heard it many times and they've seen it. They know some of our independent artists out here that have been writing and publishing books for a while. What I would like for them to hear is a signature, unique lady for life, this is me type of piece. Right, y'all? Come on, let's hear it.
Let's all right. Look, I'm looking through the art. I'm like, okay, what are we doing?
Through the catalog. Through the
catalog. I think, this might be a good one.
What's the name of the piece?
This piece is titled Bald-Headed Lie.
Bald-Headed Lie. And I'm going to drop my spotlight because the stage is
all right.
Unique lady for life. And this is Bald-Headed Lie. Let's hear it.
My mirror and your eyes are in conflict. One tells truth while one lies. One holds proof of how beauty is truly defined, so who should I believe? My mirror or your eyes? Reflecting young girls' imagery of what mommy says equals beauty, what makes you a woman in your glory to be able to hold your head up high. Well, who should I believe? My mirror or her eyes? And will he still want me? Be proud to have me on his arm to say with utmost confidence and resilience, she's the beauty that goes beyond charm, praise for the way she fearfully serves the Father every day? Or will he believe that beauty is bound only in the lengths of the strands he can hold in his hands? Who should I believe? My mirror or his eyes? Delilah's eyes certainly loved Samson's tresses. She held his head gently until he felt at ease to sleep, and in a moment's blink, no care for his spirituality, the devotion in his strands reflecting his stand with God, suddenly he became weak. And in losing his most valuable possession, he gained insight to regain it again. So if my strength becomes my weakness, I'll seek bald-headedness to grow and be reconciled to God again, seeing that beauty lies are abundant in the eyes of blind men. Beauty lies in my internal heart condition. What I radiate comes from deep within. His eyes make me stand. His knowledge of me gives me clear vision and reduces my heart's anxiety when I hear the speech of mere humans. And like Samson, this warrior is courageous enough to withstand your disapproving taunts and lies and gracefully smile. And your eyes hold tears for me that I didn't request, but because of your view, you feel I need them shed. To be offered a suggestion, an alternative to help when I have shown I have accepted myself. I just make you uncomfortable. So you automatically feel the need to adjust me to the liking of what your mirror reflects. Whose mirror is correct? Yours or mine? If I say my worthiness is dependent on the length of my hair or the perception from your eyes, then honestly, I'd be telling a bald-headed lie. That's bald-headed lie. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. That whole bit of Samson and Delilah and the lies of the abundance of men. What was that line? Blind men. The lies and abundance of blind men. Oh, and if beauty is my weakness, I think that was the illusion. I think you said if my strength becomes my weakness. Yes.
Yes.
Love that piece. There's so much power in that piece. Talk to me about what was the inspiration for that piece.
This was inspiration. So as you see, I have my other point about hair, but I have alopecia, and it's taken some years for me to accept that. It's been a really long journey.
And it's a difficult one for any woman. It's not a light subject for most women to discuss.
It's really not. It's a source of shame, embarrassment. It really cuts at your confidence. And so when I finally did decide to go ahead and have it shaved off and just rock it, I met different responses, some from family, friends, which I expected because I understand, people are people. So but some people I didn't. I'm like, really? Come on now. And so I think there's so many lies about what beauty truly is. And that's not just with hair, it's just period, right? What makes a woman beautiful? I
love that refrain that you kept coming back in with, who's correct? Whose mirror is correct, right?
That's the question, right?
That is the power behind it. That is the power behind that piece. There's a couple things that piece does for me. That piece did for me the utmost at saying, accept me as I have accepted me. But also, if you don't, I'm okay with that.
Yes.
That's confidence. Like I'm inviting you to. It's not that I don't care. I care. But if you don't accept an invitation to appreciate my beauty, there won't be tears shed over that. And I think that's important because that is their struggle, as the poem brought out. That is their struggle. If their mirror says this is what beauty should look like, I think it also says something about the power that we give the mirror and the reflection and so forth. It is I, is what this poem says to me. It is I and my God who says to the mirror what's beautiful. We're not gonna have this argument and you win.
Right. These are the facts.
This is me and my God's decision is what's beautiful. And that is my favorite thing about that piece. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any other works you want to share with us tonight?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Well, there's that. I think, a poem that I recently have done, this poem, I actually did this for my family. I did a poem about my grandmother. And so my grandmother, she passed away in late 2020. She was 96 years old. And I was, recently just reflecting on her life and her struggles, and majority of her kids do serve Jehovah. And I think that's so much credit to the hard work that she put in, even though it was a very difficult change for her. And I wanted to do something to honor her. And I also wanted to, have some variety. I don't want all of my poems to just be about me. I want to talk about my friends, my family, again, learning through others' experiences. And I like doing that. I like, someone, like, okay, what was your life like? And putting that together. And so it was really a great opportunity for me to collaborate with my uncles, my mom, my aunt, and I got to ask them a little bit. I just did so give me a few qualities. How would you describe your mom? How would you describe your mom? And, it was really sweet and so interesting to hear the different perspectives because everybody experienced her a little bit differently.
And so this tribute is what you have, like a tribute. What's the title of the piece?
It's called Eunice's Laugh. Eunice's Laugh. Her name.
Let's get into the behind the bars after we hear Eunice.
Okay. Absolutely. All right. When my mom, uncle, and aunties gather at the table, sit on the porch, get on the phone, I hear and see history in front of me. Glimpses of a matriarch, a painful past filled with mystery, yet evident was her faith, her strict, tough, no game. And least we forget her comedic disposition that infects all her children. See it in the faces they make, picking, saying crazy things, calling folks made up names, giggling with glee because we all crazy. Food and recipes really isn't our legacy. Laughter and memories fill our bellies well. Holy writings abundantly satisfied any hunger we felt. We laugh loudly for love language we can all hear. Repeat memories of loved ones now sleep. She planted a seed, grew a family tree of witnesses to her queenly drama, her courage through trauma, a true Southern belle, but not the enchanting tales of those with creamy colored tones, that Alabama bombing brown skin, Mississippi burning, enduring the Great Depression, raising siblings, cleaning to make the ends, precious gem, found and refined to sparkle, determined to raise all her 12 kids. Lessons and laughter taught them. Her sweet tea shade tree range, banana pudding, caring and gave, open hand, but will backhand if you slip up disrespecting. Gentle to her grandchildren, laughing at their familiar ways. The laugh would echo from the depths of her feet, sole provider, alpha female, head of her family, enduring opposition. Her wisdom was incidental because it was just part of her daily speech. She listened, she preached, rise up every morning to speak to her heavenly Father in King, prayer, daily meditating, peering into the deeper things, shared them with her family generously. She made the change, paved a way, gave what she gave, and now we can sit here at this table together, thankful, victorious in her name, continuing to reflect qualities of a matriarch and pass it down until that wonderful day. She'll awaken to our long hugs, name calling, and joyful tears. Live a life that God intended, a comedian without the tragedy, scars from the past, indestructible as ever. She still speaks and she still laughs. That's Eunice's laugh. Thank you.
Something told me to get my tissues ready. I just felt like I should. That is such a beautiful piece. And you started to give us the behind the scenes. Dive into that just a little bit more.
Okay.
You started to notice. No, not at all. Not at all. It was getting good. So you started to notice.
Mm-hmm.
What was the common thread you started to see?
With my uncles and aunts, I noticed everyone experienced her a little differently depending on their age. My mother was the youngest and she's 63 now. So the age go up. So the ones who are older experience her at a different part of her life before she came into the truth. Some of them, and then some of them experienced after she came into the truth. The boys experienced her different than the girls. And I asked my sister I'm a grandchild, but I wanted to ask a different grandchild, her perspective. I asked my cousin because she really raised him really as her own son. And so he was the last one to live with her. And I feel like he had the most accurate collective of her personality. Like he pretty much said what everyone said, but added some more to it. And I thought he was like the best insight with her personality. And so
like a comprehensive look back at Eunice's life and her laugh. Sister Eunice sounds like a beautiful woman. She sounds exactly like a Southern lady's grandmother.
Very much so.
That is a commonality with us.
Yes, a true Southern belle. She would say things like, well, I never, she just said things like, it was so funny. And she was hilarious. But I think, and she was tough. She didn't play, and so I got to perform this for my family.
How did that go?
They loved it. They and that really gave me a lot of joy because I'm like, this is your mom.
I'm sure.
So I want to get this right.
Sure.
Yeah, but they like, man, you nailed it. You nailed it. Like that is
such a challenge when you write about family because everyone's experience is not going to be the same. So I think it was a beautiful job you did with that tribute. And I can't wait to meet her. Yes. When she awakens, I can't wait to meet her. I look forward to that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah. So we have not yet heard that beautiful singing voice. Are you going to sing it all for us tonight?
Well. So the thing is, I would love to sing, but I am working on the song and it's not complete yet.
Oh, we want a teaser. Do we not want a teaser? We want a teaser. Yeah.
Without my beats and everything.
Give it to us. Give it to us. All right, and we are ready. So let's get into it. What are you going to do for us?
Well, I've been contemplating, and I talked about earlier how I loved, kind of older music and things. Those are the things that kind of inspire me, and so I thought about sharing an older song that I love, and then I may share a little bit from the album. I may share a snippet because we'll see.
Let's go.
But this is a song. Everybody knows this song. It's called Over the Rainbow. So everybody knows that.
This song. I have a story when we get back. Go ahead, Tash.
Okay.
Do you think?
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere Where over the rainbow, skies are blue, and those dreams that you dare to dream, they really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly over the rainbow, why then, oh, why can't I?
Beautiful. Ah, Unique Lady for Life singing a cover of Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Yes.
Ah, that's so beautiful. Why did you pick that one?
You know, I remember hearing this song in an old movie, Karina, and I really loved how the jazz singer did it. I really, really loved how she did it, and it made it like one of my favorite songs, just like the passion and the love. And I know, like, when she was singing it, she was talking about a whole different type of rainbow to over, to be over, and to really more about freedom for Black people and equality and things. And so I just love that song, just from the way she sung it. And so I was like, it's a short song, I shortened it, but I just thought, I like that song. It's a song that gives me a good memory.
Positive and hopeful and good feel good song. So
Yeah.
here's the story, I promised y'all, all right? So Unique Lady for Life is, as you know, our sister, and we're in the same congregation in the Charlotte area for a while. And before lockdown, before anybody heard of COVID-19, uh, I wanted to have dinner parties and game nights and poetry readings. And I invited several friends, and then Unique Lady for Life came out, and there was only a handful of us. And I just kind of absconded with her to the front of the room. And I asked her to sing one of my favorite older songs, Summertime.
Oh,
And as an
yeah.
opening, you forgot about that,
Oh,
didn't you?
I did. I sure did.
And she just went into it, and she had no idea what the poem would do, but oh, she nailed it. She nailed it. I was so happy with that. I wish people could have seen it. It was so perfect. So we have traveled. We have gone through so many beautiful emotions. We have gone through the piece that you wrote about that personal deconstruction and rebuilding of Unique Lady for Life with this self-acceptance and love of Bald Headed Lie. We traveled to the hometown, to the family, Eunice's laugh. Yes.
Yes.
We traveled through these different emotions. We have seen every angle of Unique Lady for Life that we could possibly imagine. And that's the whole reason why you guys have to stay tuned for what she has left, because you still haven't seen it all. You have got to tune in. How can they stay in touch with you?
How they can stay in touch with me is on my IG. a unique lady for life. That is the main way to stay in touch with me. And, going forward, there's going to be more things with Class A. We're looking forward to building a website, having content uploaded there. I have my poetry and song album coming out in winter of 2022. And so as that approaches, we'll be doing more things on my IG. So, y'all be patient. It's coming. But yeah,
we have to celebrate all of that. That is amazing. You guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Send her your celebration and your congratulations, because this lady is doing things, doing all the things with that magnificent gift of a voice and lyricism that you have been given. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on A Night In Presents podcast. Unique Lady for Life. It was such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. This is a great platform you guys have created for us. And I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Our pleasure. And A Night In Presents the podcast audience members. Thank you so much for staying with us. It's been a really nice season because of you. Have a great evening. Be easy.
Bye.
Wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna